There's a lot of talk about recovering the economy, and before we talk about recovering the economy, we need to go right back to the basics, and we need to understand what wealth is in the first place. And most people misunderstand this and think of wealth as being gold or diamonds or cash. Those things are not in and of themselves wealth. Those are things that we use as manifestations of wealth, but they in and of themselves are not wealth. And if you want the nation to prosper, we have to talk about real wealth. Let me give you an example. Imagine two aircraft crashed on two desert islands, and you got to pick which desert island you crashed on. Okay, on one aircraft was filled with celebrities and rich people who had no meaningful life skills, but they were rich as stink. And on the other aircraft were people who were engineers and doctors and very educated people and survival experts and fishermen and agricultural experts and engineers and construction people. And okay, in this place with the rich people, they've got gold, they've got cash in their cargo hold. They've got gold, they've got silver, diamonds, and cash. They're carrying all their money with them. These guys have got food, they've got water, they've got seed, they've got tools, they've got medical supplies. Okay? These are the rich ones, right? If you're going to land on a desert island, do you want to land with the rich ones? Or do you land, with these? If you were to go back 5 years later, which island which one would have the most prosperity? Which one would have the most wealth? You can't eat a bar of gold. You can't plant a diamond. If you're sick, you can't take a dollar bill and get better. And if you've got some beast in the forest chasing after you, you can't hurl bricks of platinum at it. And the point is, wealth is something different. Here's what wealth really, really is. Wealth, in its purest, most basic form, is a nation's ability to solve each other's problems, or in other words, to add value, to be useful. Solving other people's problems is the key to creating wealth. Imagine Wales as a nation discovered gold mines. Well, gold mines eventually run dry, but imagine what is the limit, the wealth creating limit of a person's heart and mind. It's unlimited. The potential of a person to create value, to solve problems, to be useful. Now think of this. If you were to add together the top 10 or 20 wealthiest people in the world, if you look at most of them, what they are doing is they have actually got that wealth because they have solved a lot of problems for a lot of people. They've added a lot of value. There are a few who just inherited that wealth. But most of them, you think of Bill Gates, Steve Jobs before he died, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, you think of Elon Musk. These are people who they haven't robbed banks to get this money. These people have come up with something, they have added value, they've solved other people's problems, they've contributed in extraordinary ways. In every country on earth, you have children who have unlimited, extraordinary potential to solve other people's problems and therefore create unlimited potential wealth. If you unleashed that potential, you have the ability to unleash unlimited potential wealth. That's the secret to creating unlimited potential wealth. And here's the brilliant thing, okay? Everybody assumes that wealth is a limited thing, that it either exists or it doesn't, and in order to get the wealth, you have to take it from somewhere else in order to get it. Like, wealth isn't a fixed thing. Wealth can grow. You don't have to make somebody else poorer for you to become wealthier. Really important. If that was the case, we would all be struggling to share the same amount of wealth that our ancient ancestors were sharing thousands of years ago. And if you to go back, let's go back, make it easy, go back 1,000 years, how much wealth was in the world at that time? Whatever it was, do we now have exactly the same amount of wealth now? Well, no. As a planet, you could comfortably assume that as a planet, we are a lot more wealthy as a planet now, 1,000 years later. So where could we potentially be 1,000 years from now if we haven't destroyed ourselves? A lot wealthier. Well, that therefore means that wealth can grow, right? Wealth can grow. You don't have to try and take it from somebody else to do it. You don't have to tax it from somebody else to get wealthy. You don't have to steal it. You don't have to take it. You can grow it yourself. And you can, and it's the potential of every child is just extraordinary. So imagine a nation where you develop the children to be as valuable to the world as the top 20 or 30 most valuable people that we can think of in the world right now. That's your secret. That's the secret to creating extraordinary wealth, to nurture in the next generation an entire generation of children who are skilled in the art and craft of wealth creation, or in other words, solving other people's problems. Solving other people's problems, because that's how you add value. That's how you create value. That's how you become useful.